Life isn't known for being perfect, and mine may not have been at the very least. But if I were to summarize all that happened to me and all that I believe will happen, something tells me it'll turn out pretty okay. Every piece of me that was there felt like it belonged, but I was always missing something, however loving my guardians were. And now I wish to find that missing piece, my parents. All through my life, I believed that I was a unique burden, financially and emotionally. But now things are in motion and the tide is turning.
And the winner is Team Altec and Team Technobotic.
Yes, I'm afraid it's a tie. Both the teams showed spectacular talent and produced extraordinary end products, which left us speechless.
In spite of Group Technobotic having considerably younger members, they could match up to Group Altec in all aspects, and we only found it fair to declare both these teams as winners.
Hence, I invite the captains of the respective teams to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. This was actually quite unexpected, where we had an unforeseen accident at an unfortunate time. But that is where I'm grateful that this was not a one-man job. Much of this goes out to my friends, Samara, Neil, and Vihan, for I have planned and dreamt of doing this my entire life. But they were the ones who made it reality. Which is why I would like my share of the prize money to be split amongst them. Most supportive and optimistic group. Clumsy as they were, their intent was purer than any other. Which is why now I'm sure that I will look back at this and smile. Because it was life, and thanks to them, I decided to live it.
Hey, I don't deserve any of this. All I did was mess things up.
Hey, that isn't true. You kept us going however hard we were on you. I don't think we could have done it without you and Samara.
Honestly, I thought we wouldn't make it. It was something that completely took me by surprise.
Well, the fact is, we won! We did it!
Are you still going on about your mishap? Because we all think we were too hard on you.
No, it's not that.
Is it about your brother's college or the diary?
A bit of both, actually.
Wait, am I the only one confused over here?
No, I'm just as lost as you.
Well, he's always felt like a financial burden on his family, even though I strongly disagree.
But I could never do anything to aid my family. It was my brother who had to sacrifice his future in order to earn for the family and for me. I feel like I should at least make it up to him by helping him attend college by contributing some money to the fund. But what's more, he would have never had to take me on if my actual parents could handle the burden of me.
I doubt the fault is with you. You got that diary months ago, and you haven't been willing to take a peek. I understand you're afraid of what you're going to find there, but you should really fix things with your parents, for better or for worse.
I agree with Samara. Besides, I'm pretty curious. Whose diary?
His parents, right?
Huh? Yes, my father's.
Come on then, go get the diary.
Smooth seas didn't make skillful sailors.
She means that you're only going to grow by facing your fears and challenges, not running from them. And we're all here to handle whatever you find there, even if it's a Pandora's box.
I suppose I don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
Okay, here it goes. Wait, there's a poem?
A set of family stories of the House of White Rose, some long and detailed, others the contrary of prose. Those who dwell in the whispers may hear wonderful things of our love, unity, and kindness, and of all the splendor they bring, while their predecessors hunt, quarry, and mine, seeking an answer to their past, to have a solution to their present, and to prove as a guide for their future. They believed that their poverty, all that was lost in the Great Depression, was only a minority in what could be a grand concession. But they are misled, misguided, Matteo, in ways they cannot conceive, for the eye of the dew sees every misgrieve. Benemiet providere nequod Matteo.
This is a lot to take in. My mind is being blown up by a million suggestions to what each line could mean.
Then start with one line and tell us what you're thinking. It should help clear up your mind.
You know what? All this poem does is mislead us. I don't think it's related to the whole matter at all.
But wait, there's a symmetry and beauty to the poem. If you can read between the lines, it's bound to leave you with a million questions, like that afternote. What language is it in? Does it add to the meaning of the poem? Or is it addressed to someone very special?
We should first figure out the basis of the whole poem before we concern ourselves with the ending.
Yeah, I guess.
This describes the past of my family. The House of the White Rose is my lineage, but the second stanza only makes sense partially.
I'm assuming that your family never participated in mining.
Arboreals never mentioned it at least. But such joy and such beauty. How could I relate this to my past? Could this be the past of my family?
Given your father wrote it, I think not. Let's take this logically. The poem dwells in ancient history, which is neither the time of you or your parents. As it says that your family was kind, close, and apparently well-to-do. But something beyond the scope of this poem leaves the ancestors, which I'm assuming are you and your parents, misled and misguided.
But that does not apply to me at all.
We haven't yet seen the metaphorical aspect. His ancestors were hunting and quarrying for information, not for gems or jewels, but answers to their histories, which would help them overcome the problems of their present.
Maybe this is what your parents wanted you to do. To go look for the answers to your past. True. His line, the eye of the dew sees every misgrieve, doesn't seem to actually fit anywhere. Are you guys able to make any sense of it?
I don't think we should try to make sense out of it. I just feel it was put in to add on to the mystical effect of the poem.
We do not need to take the literal meaning of everything in the poem. According to me, it seems more like a physical term or a physical item that has been there throughout many ages.
The eye. The dew. Or wait, could it mean the crystal?
And we care about the crystals because...
The initials of the names scattered through the poem match the ones with the material, do they not?
Yes, that makes so much sense.
Little more catching up, please.
I've always had a medallion. It's kind of a good luck charm. And it has the initials MA carved on the back, corresponding to Arbor and M. Well, it had no meaning.
Until today.
So, let me get this straight. We're going to meet your biological parents who conveniently live nearby, and we didn't go to meet them in the first place because...
Because Vihan never wanted to do this in the first place. Right?
Right.
And now he's intrigued enough to address the elephant in the room. Correct?
Right, Vihan?
Huh? Yeah. I guess I just finally wanted closure. and everything tells me that this is the only way to get it.
Well, what are we waiting for then? Let's go!
Okay then. This can either lead me to being lost for the rest of my life, or it can lead to a much better life.
Hello, can I help you?
Is Mr. Cruz here?
Yes, that's me. Mateo?
Yes, that is him! This is finally happening! Yay!
Would you like to come in?
Is that all he has to say?
Sure!
Do we have guests?
Alina, Mateo is here.
Well, I suppose you come here with questions and much anger, but I'm unsure of what brought you here today.
It wasn't by accident, if you were wondering.
You've all come here to help Vihan. Given all you have ever done is done away, and that attitude has hurt him enough already.
Enough with the chattering. Let Vihan talk, people!
Well, look who's talking.
Yes, I do have many questions. These are what brought me here.
Then I suppose you have your answers by now.
You, sir, seem to word things so beautifully in poems, but cannot speak when it's your own son asking for answers.
All that diary did was confuse us more. So, Vihan, ask away.
Do you know what Arbores had to endure after you left? It's unimaginable. And now I'm welling up with guilt and regret. And on the other hand, you seem well-to-do, happy even. Have you ever considered the destruction you've caused in all of our lives? Well, the truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, and you realize that it's over, you cannot move forward. And I know this because not a day has passed without the guilt of being a burden to the arbores weighing on my shoulders. And the only way I moved forward was when I stopped running. These amazing group of people knew that I had to address my past before I could move forward. Even before I did, they helped me decipher your funny little poems, and most of all, knew that running away from your pains, problems, and regrets never solved anything. And now, all I ask is that you see it too.
I sang my songs so much that they became the melody of my moods, the soundtrack for my dreams, and the balm for my wounds. I wonder and wish different choices led to today, but I have seen a wonder that has led my mind long astray. I do not believe the whole tale is what you wish to hear, but what is a small part of the story of my many years.
I have been told that the length of a grown-up's growing up story is based on the difference between what one considers
Present and long past history. We are willing to help and change ourselves today. Possibly contribute to easing all that guilt, maybe even pitch in for Arborist Son's College Fund.
Yay! Yes! Yes! Thank you! That was brilliant!
But what does Mateo mean?
That actually brings us to another major question. Mr. and Mrs. Cruz. We still do have one last doubt. Is Vihan's name Mateo? If so, what does it mean and why was it in the poem?
Much of my diary was written in the year before Mateo was born, and hence most of it is dedicated to him. It means a gift of God in the lost languages of Latin and Greek.
And something he would have known if he had ever read the full diary.
Ha! medallion, the mysterious name in the poem, the things written in the diary. I guess I was wrong all along. Yes! The poem actually had some significance.
Life isn't known for being perfect, and mine may not have been at the very least. But if I were to summarize what happened to me, I'd say it turned out pretty okay.